Hi, it's Karen here from Snowball to Pink. Thank you for joining me this morning. I thought today we would make a little spring summer wreath, and that's what we're going to be painting today. We're going to limit our palette with just green and this lovely soft purple. So let's get started. To get the circle, I like to run my brush around my water pot and then hopefully get it in the centre, and that gives us our circle to start with. Excuse me. Now I'm going in with forest green, using my size 4 Japanese watercolour brush, and I'm just putting in some really nice loose leaf shapes. Okay, I'm leaving some white space in between because I think it will give a nice, I'm just going to turn my work around, so it give a really nice effect. I just think it'll add a little bit more interest to the painting. Now, as you can see, I've made my circle. I've brought it into, made it into quarters, so it's easier for me. Well, quarter-ish. So it's easy for me to fill in each segment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to carry on and go around and just drop these lovely free leaves. I'm not filling them in completely. I'm leaving some white space and just going in between the two previously made painted leaves. Now your leaves might be bigger in some places and not in another. Don't worry about that. Don't get caught up worrying about that. And then I'm just going to run my brush in that little bit that I missed and just drop. Okay. So there we have it. We've just got the bones, so to speak, of our wreath now. Now you could go in and put another one in there if you want to. Let's do that. Or you could leave it. There's no hard and hard fast rules. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me, sneezing. Just pop another one in there. So we're going to be a little bit more considered on our painting now. We've limited our palette, which will really help us with our tonal values, but we're going to be looking at harmony and balance. And by harmony and balance, I mean about harmony being that the paint and the colours of the paint that you're using work together, and the balance is where you're looking at the whole of the area of your painting, the composition. So I'm just going to put some rosemary sprigs in here. Now, if you've seen my video before, we've done a little video on how to paint the rosemary, and it's literally, we just put in a stem and then we just wiggle our brush up the stem. Okay, a really nice easy action. Now I'm going to turn my work around so I can hopefully not get in your way so you can't see. So there we go, we're just wiggling our brush up the stem, keeping it fuller at the bottom, bigger marks at the bottom, and going up to a tip, a point at the top. Okay, there we go. So we're just dropping in these little rosemary sprigs. I think it's nice to put some in the middle as well. I think that works nicely. Just wiggle your brush up. Okay, and then just wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. We can always put more in, but it's harder to take things out. So I'm just going to drop another one in there. So we're considering where we're putting our rosemary sprigs in now. Okay. So now I'm going to go in again, and this time we're going to put a stem of leaves, which actually does make, it gives us different elements to our painting, which is absolutely what we want. Okay. I'm letting the paint run completely out of my brush. Now I'm going to darken my paint up, and for this I'm going into forest green and I'm going into raw umber to give me more of an olive green tone. So we're starting to colour mix our paints now, which is lovely. Right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wiggle my brush up the stem of our rosemary sprig, just to make it darker, so we've got a nice value change. Okay, and again, nothing too complicated, we're just wiggling our brush up the stem. Again, just wiggling our brush up the stem, and just if you want to let your the paint run out on your brush, absolutely can, but we just want some darker tones in our rosemary. There we go. Because rosemary has these really soft, well, they're not soft to touch, but they're soft to look at because they're these very fine leaves that they have, don't they? Okay. So what I'm going to go and do now is I'm just going to go into, I've mixed up purple and azura blue, which gives me a really lovely soft lilac-y colour. It's really leaning on the side of blue here. So when you've mixed up a puddle of colour, just drop it throughout so you've got continuity of colour, because we really want to keep this to a really nice limited palette. Okay, and just drop in as many blooms on your rosemary as you want. It's totally up to you. Okay. Now, if you want to make that a more of a violet colour, you just introduce a little bit of rose madder in there, and that will give us the more warmer colour. And we just drop that in. Okay. I think by using the two different hues of on the rosemary, it just lifts your painting. So you can put as much as least on as you want. That's absolutely fine. Now it's starting to come together now, so I'm going to go back into the more olive coloured paint that we've just mixed up, and I'm going to put these lovely more definite stem of leaves. Okay. Now if you go over on what you've already painted, absolutely, that's fine. Okay, we're just gonna just work our way down the stem of our leaves. Again, if you want to put a little flick on the end, you can do that. Okay, so I'm going to turn our work around again, and we're going to look and see where we're going to put another one of these lovely long stem of leaves. And all we're doing is we're using two colours, you know, two hues from our palette. We've lightened them and we've darkened them, and it will give you a really nice effect. Okay. Again, I think I'm just going to drop one in there, and again. And just work your way down the stem. Now, if you don't want to leave any white space, you don't have to. You can make your leaf shapes more definite. If that's what you prefer, then absolutely you can do that. So I'm just turning this around, my work around again. I think we'll put one in here. And we just because we're not painting on watercolour, well, I'm not painting on watercolour paper. I'm using one of the pre-bought cards, the kind of blanks, if you like. We have to be mindful that we can't, it's not as forgiving as watercolour paper. So we have to keep on and off the paper as quickly as we can. So if you are using pre-bought cards that are already the blanks, just be mindful of that. It's not watercolour paper, and it's not really destined to be as forgiving as watercolour paper is. You can really saturate, but with this we're using a creamier consistency of paint, still keeping it nice and loose, but And let's just put one in there. And just turn my work round like that. And we're just working again down the stem. Okay, and give a final flourish. I'm not really too worried about the shape being exactly the same. I think it gives it a more painterly feel. Now, if you think, yeah, I'm happy with that, you can call that done. If you want to put more, if you think, oh, I need to put some more leaves on, absolutely you can. I think I'll just pop a few more of these broader leaves. If you see any gaps and you think, I need something in there, just pop a little leaf in. Absolutely, it absolutely works. Okay. You can go on and on and on. Really, it's very calming and therapeutic. Well, there you have it. That's our lovely, soft, limited palette spring, summer watercolour wreath. I think it would be a lovely project for you to try. I do hope you give it a go. Look forward to hearing from you. Don't forget to give me a like and subscribe. And don't forget to leave me a comment and tell me how you're getting on in your watercolour journey. Anyway, it's a bye-bye from me, and see you soon. Bye.